Winter's here, and if you haven't winterized your vehicle yet, it's definitely time. Here is your ultimate winterization checklist.
Tip number 1, check your tires.
Any vehicle can become an off-road vehicle spontaneously. To keep yourself in control and on the road, make sure to check the treads of your tires. There's 2 ways you can do this. The first is using the penny test. Insert the penny into the tread. If you can see Lincoln's head, that means it's time for new tires. The second way is with a tire tread gauge. These are pretty simple. Basically, you put it on the tire tread and push down. Green means the tires are in good shape. Yellow means proceed with caution. And red means it's time to get new tires. Also, consider switching to snow tires or studded snow tires if you're in an area that's prone to heavy snowfall.
Tip number 2, keep your gas tank full.
Did you know that winter driving can actually decrease your mileage? A study that was done in winter driving in the city showed that at 20 degrees, your gas mileage was actually 15% less than it is at 77 degrees Fahrenheit. Along with that, when you're thinking about mileage, there's always the chance during winter that you're going to end up stranded for longer than you think. This could be to bad traffic because of bad roads, road closures, or even if something happens and you end up sliding into the ditch. That's why the rule of thumb for winter is always keep your gas tank at least half full. This should help you to get through any unexpected circumstances, as well as make sure that you don't end up with issues due to condensation in the tank. We've all made the mistake before of saying, I'll just get gas in the morning. Turns out that's one of the more problematic lies we tell ourselves as adults. Make sure to get gas on your way home at night so you don't end up in a difficult situation on the way to work in the morning.
Tip number 3, check your oil and antifreeze.
Keeping your vehicle's preventative maintenance up to date is actually one of the best ways to make sure that you travel safe during the winter. Check your oil and antifreeze levels regularly. It keeps everything running smoothly when the temperature drops. For antifreeze, generally a 50-50 ratio is best. That'll keep your vehicle protected down to -34 degrees. Also, next time you top up your windshield washer fluid, make sure to swap it out for something that's low temperature resistant. That way it can work as a de-icer for your windshield as well as not freeze when you actually need it. If your heater isn't blowing hot air, it could be that your radiator is low on water. So topping up on antifreeze can also improve the condition of your heater. Which brings me to my next tip.
Tip number 4, check your heater.
During winter, the heater in your vehicle isn't just for comfort, it's also for safety. The thing about heaters is, like any other component of a vehicle, they need maintenance from time to time. If your heater is emitting a sweet smell, the engine overheats easily, you use coolant quickly, or the vehicle just isn't heating up like it's used to, it may be time to replace the heater core. Along with the heater, clogged cabin air filters can dramatically reduce the airflow through your vehicle's heater, reducing the heat, overheating the blower motor, and potentially causing it to break down. Cabin air filters should generally be replaced every 15,000 to 30,000 miles.
Tip number 5, check your battery.
In cold weather, both gas and diesel engines take more battery power to start, while electric and hybrid vehicles have a reduced range. That's why you want to make sure that your battery is in good shape. Check your battery yourself or get it checked by a professional to make sure that it can handle the increased demands of winter. If you don't have a multimeter, start your vehicle and check your battery gauge. It should be reading at a 12 or higher. Most vehicle batteries are 12 volt, and a 12 or higher indicates that your alternator is charging your vehicle battery correctly.
Tip number 6, lubricate window tracks and weather stripping.
During the winter, snow and ice can seep into your window tracks, and this can create drag when you try to open and shut the window. Not only does this make it incredibly awkward when you're at the drive-thru, but it also can eventually cause your window tracks to break. To help reduce the chance of this, make sure to lubricate your window tracks with spray silicone. Similarly, if water seeps into the cracks in your doors, it can actually freeze you out of your vehicle. To prevent yourself from getting frozen out of your own vehicle, make sure that you coat the weather stripping and the mating door surface with spray silicone.
Tip number 7, use winter wiper blades.
Ordinary wiper blades can get packed with snow and ice. We've all been there before. But you can actually switch these out for winter wiper blades. They do better in keeping contact with the glass and can also take a heavier load of snow.
Tip number 8, Clean your vehicle's headlights.
Over time, you may find your headlights start to get a little bit foggy. With winter driving, we tend to drive a lot more in the dark because of the short days. Additionally, you're driving in trickier conditions, so you really need that extra visibility. If you found that your headlights are foggy, you can definitely take steps to clean them. There's a lot of hacks out there on the internet that say to use WD-40 or toothpaste. The only problem with these is they don't leave a protective coating. If you want your headlights to stay unfogged, get an actual kit made for cleaning headlights. That way it'll apply a protective coating and they won't fog up again so quickly. Here's a kit that I recommend using that will actually add a protective coating to your headlights.
Tip number 9, keep a winter survival kit. Every vehicle needs a few emergency supplies, but when it comes to winter driving, it's best to add a few specialty cold weather items.
Include some basics like water, snacks, a hat and gloves. If you're traveling with kids, it's good to keep a blanket with you. A can of Fix-A-Flat is always a good idea. Flashlight, a collapsible shovel with a little saw edge can come in handy. Jumper cables, a cell phone charger, and an emergency power bank just in case your cell phone dies.
A first aid kit.
If you're a Ford owner, you definitely want to keep a tow strap at all times. And if you're a Dodge owner, you might want to consider traveling with an extra transmission as well. Along with all that, it's also a good idea to keep some sand, floor dry, or even kitty litter in the back of your vehicle just to help you gain some traction if you're stuck in an icy parking lot. Also, this is a safety sock and it can be useful to add some visibility if you're stuck on the side of a busy highway. It probably would have more of an effect on almost any other vehicle than this one.
Tip number 10, have a plan.
Lastly, have a plan. If you're traveling long distances or through unpopulated areas in bad weather, have someone who knows when you're traveling and when you should arrive. Also make sure that someone is the type of person who will go out and look for you if you don't show up when you're expected to. If you get stuck or end up in the ditch on the side of the road, stay calm, try to get yourself out, and if you can't, call for help. Eat the snacks out of your emergency kit while you wait for help to arrive. Winterizing your vehicle can make a big difference in your safety this winter, so make a plan to do it before the weather gets any worse. As always, take care and stay safe.
Hi, Rachel from Ally Safety here. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to check out the Ally Safety Toolbox Talk membership at allysafety.com. There you'll find an entire library of videos that are created to make safety entertaining. Check it out at allysafety.com.